guys? It's me, G6 Snap here, back with another gameplay commentary for you guys. Today I'm doing another episode of Loadout, the series where you guys, the viewers, get to leave your own loadout down below in the comments, and I'll pick the one with either the top comment or just a random comment. But before I get into this episode of Loadout, I have a few shoutouts to give. The first shout out goes to Flame of Aries. He requested a shout out in my last video in the comments, so there you go, man. And then I got another shout out to give, which goes to Kiryoto Kirigaya. He also asked for one in the comments, so there you go. And then I have a third and final shout out to give, which actually the person who suggested this loadout, which goes to Hassan Snipe. He wanted me to use the RPK-74M with the precision barrel, Viper mags, Thunderbolt stock, and the Veterans M1911. He also wanted me to use all my training points in the right tree. So I did that, and I'll put my training points up here on the screen for you guys to see what I was using in the gameplay. And just as I know about the weapon that I was using, he also later on asked me to use the red dot, which I did stick on before I actually started recording some clips for it. And he also instead of the Thunderbolt stock, I actually went ahead and used the tactical because I don't have the Thunderbolt stock on my medic class. So that's why I use that. Now, as for the loadout, overall, this is probably one of the best loadouts I've ever used. You know, I've ran this loadout before, without having someone suggest it. It was really one of the, this gun is one of the more underrated weapons in this game. I don't know why more people don't use it, honestly. I can see, maybe they don't like the deviation of the weapon, because this weapon honestly does have bad deviation, which is why I can see why he had me use the precision barrel on it. But, the recoil of this weapon really isn't that bad. The damage is high. The only downside to it is it does drop off at range, I will say, too. The range and I guess the accuracy are probably the only two downfalls of this weapon. But as you guys can see, I'm just mowing down people. If you stick to the medium and close range, that's basically how you want to use this weapon. I don't know if there's any AK weapon in this game. It's not, meant for the long range type of engagements. As for the maps that I played on, you'll see some clips of me using it in Sharky, Karkand, and Omen. Those were the only maps that were available at the time. Otherwise, I probably would have gone with something like Master, Karkand, and maybe even Myanmar, just because, those are the more, I guess you say, uneven maps, and they're more medium ranged as well. Medium to short, close range, have those tight corridors and alleyways that you can just, mow down groups of enemies. You guys will see me, as you guys will see me do in some of these videos. I personally wouldn't use it on I would use it on Sharky, but I didn't have the best luck with it on Sharky, just because, there's so many people using shotguns, and, the fast FAMAS and AS-FAL, all those, really fast CQC LMG, or weapons, and this weapon, even though it is high powerful and damaging, it's not the best for, going against something that's even has a fast rate of fire, because this gun does suffer from also having a slow rate of fire. But it does help out, control the recoil of the weapon, which, like I said, is not that bad in this, as you guys will see. It's really not that bad. It's pretty easy to control, actually. As for the training points I was using, I did put those up earlier, you guys saw. The reason why I use these training points, he didn't actually specify what to put my training points in, so I went ahead and put it in what I felt was best, and what would sort of help me out in certain situations that I could come up with, because I couldn't put any training points in the med packs, or the defibrillators to revive teammates, which is what I usually like to do. I like to help out my teammates, but I couldn't really do that with this loadout. It was more of a selfish loadout, I personally think, because I could heal myself faster because of my personal training points, but the med box would only heal people, like, it only give you like 1 HP every second or something like that, I think is what it is. But yeah, I had the most luck on Karkand when it came to using this loadout. Like I said, I actually think all the AK weapons are probably good on Karkand. I don't know if it's just because, to me, it's more of an apparel thing, which honestly I know sounds weird, but because it's like a darker weapon, it just sort of fits the map. I don't know if that makes any sense to you guys. Just like, I guess you could say, the skin of the gun, it just makes it feel like it's a Karkand based weapon. So I really did have the most luck with it on Karkand. So yeah, and the hipfire of this gun is really good. I do personally love the hipfire of this weapon. It's really good for mowing down people, especially if they get the drop on you in CQC. You'll see me do, take some of these hip fire clips. But one thing I will mention though is about the actually aiming down sight. I did have quite a few times I had trouble aiming down sight. Like it would do the double scope zoom thing, which you all know, like the double where it's like zooming in but then it doesn't. It's like a glitch in the game. But I don't know how to really counter that, but it did, it made the hip fire look like it was really accurate and stuff. But that's really the only complaint that I had about this loadout. Overall, that did happen to me quite a few times where like I'd try to aim down sight and it just wouldn't aim down the sight for some reason. So yeah, and as for the 1911, that's the only 1911 that I have, being the veterans version, which I'm glad he had me use that. I didn't get any clips of it though. I only got like one clip, which is at the end of the game. At the end of the video here, you guys will see. I didn't really have to use it though, honestly, the veterans 1911, because this gun, it just mows down people. The reload of most of these AK weapons actually in the game are really quick, so I didn't really have to, worry about, dying from having to reload at all, really, in this gameplay. And I don't know if I said already, but I probably would use something like casket mags for attachments, casket mags, because this weapon, like I said, it's good for CQC, and the damage is already really high. It's probably it's actually the highest in the entire categories of LMGs, I believe. Probably close to the M60. M60 might be a little bit more powerful, but this gun definitely, it does need more ammo. It's short on that category, I should say, because it only comes with 40 bullets, and then it has 5 magazines as well. But yeah, and that's pretty much it. The gameplay is coming here at an end here. That's pretty much what I thought of this loadout. If you guys have your own loadout, feel free to leave it down in the comments down below. If you do see someone have the same loadout as you, do leave a thumbs up on that comment, as I would probably pick that one. And as always, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of Loadout. If you did, feel free to leave a like, as it does help out the channel. Also, feel free to subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next gameplay. Peace.